Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the ANTTW podcast. I'm joined, as always, by Lewis Hardy.
Hello everyone.
And I'm Nathaniel Hine.
Hi Nat.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah man, I'm cool.
I mean, we've had another couple of weeks off.
Yeah,
from recording. We've released another couple of episodes and so far everything's going well. I'm very happy and surprisingly impressed with how well it's all gone and how free-flowing it's been, and the reactions we've got has all really been, quite nice, and I really appreciate the feedback we've got from everybody, and it's been alright, hasn't it?
Completely agree. I was just telling Nat how tough it's been living alive with all this newfound fame and fortune. I've arrived today in a hoodie and some shades, so I, don't get recognised wherever I go.
We have to be smart about what we do when we go out now.
Yeah, losing the tail, from the paparazzi, and it's been hard to deal with, but I'm getting there.
We get through it, don't we?
Yeah, everyone has their cross to bear, and this one is ours.
Yeah. I mean, not much has changed in the world of film and TV since we last recorded. There's been odd episodes of this and that, but not much news has come out.
As to be expected with the coronavirus.
Well, of course, and the fact that we try to release something so weekly in that space time, nothing really goes on. A week's not a long time in the entertainment business, really.
No, it's pretty slow.
Yeah,
pretty slow.
But since the last time we recorded, there was I use the very term loosely, superhero film came out to Netflix called Thunder Force.
Superhero.
And I thought before I read anything, not the plot, not a trailer, no nothing, when I saw it had been released, and it was, I forget the name of the actress, French last name. She's one of the Guardians in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Mantis, she plays Mantis in Guardians of 2.
Is she in this?
Yeah, she is Laser.
Oh, wow, I didn't even know that.
So she said, I'm in this new superhero film.
Oh, wow, cool.
You should all go see it.
Yeah,
and I thought, well, there's a superhero film in it, and she's a relatively decent actress in Guardians and, the Avengers. I thought, we'll watch it, because it's superhero, it's down our alley, and we can give a review on it.
It's up our alley, if you will.
And
here's our little review on it.
So it's not, again, we're trying not to make it spoiler full, but I don't think there's much you can spoil about this film.
No. Do you want to...
So I'll just start off with, what did you think to it overall? Don't have to give you a rating out of 10 yet, but what were your anticipation going into it after I said to you, we're going to watch this film and we're going to review it?
What I expected from this was exactly what I got. When I saw Melissa McCarthy was in it, I thought I'm going to get a Melissa McCarthy movie starring Melissa McCarthy, playing Melissa McCarthy. And that's exactly what it was.
I mean,
I wasn't excited to watch this.
I
didn't want to watch this.
Again, I didn't look at anything about this film.
Yeah, I knew she was in it.
I didn't look at the plot, no, nothing. The only person I knew was in it was this lady from Guardians, and I thought, that'll do for me.
Yeah.
I'll just shove it on, and then when the movie poster came up when I searched for Netflix, it was Melissa McCarthy. And I don't mean this in a bad way because it works for certain people, but she is a one-dimensional actress.
100%. She actually has a really bad reputation for it at this point.
Yeah. She only plays the lazy woman who doesn't do much of her life, needs to succeed, is funny because of her, mannerisms, that she's, stupid or thick or lazy.
Yeah, dum-dum.
Yeah. And
fell over.
And it's, yeah, exactly. Anytime I've never gone out of my way to watch a film with her in it. It's ever just being on because it's on.
I will say, the first few films that I'd seen with her in, I did enjoy her because it was something new. I can't quite tell you what the films were. I've got, Tammy in my head. And she's done quite a few with Jason Bateman.
The only one I've seen with Jason Bateman is Identity Theft.
Identity Theft. And I thought it was really good, actually, personally. But as time's gone on, she's just playing the same role over and over and over, again.
And I mean, she is... I as soon as I saw the poster, my anticipation for the film dropped.
Yeah.
And that's no offence to her, but I knew what I was getting from the main character before the film. Before I click play, it's going to be a lazy main character who does nothing with their life, same old routine, and something might happen. And obviously by this trailer or by the film poster, she's going to become a superhero.
And guess what happens?
Oh, yeah, but it's exactly that. That's how I see the plot from the movie poster, and I haven't seen anything else apart from it.
Yeah. Netflix is really disappointing because they've said, like for the past week or so now that, this is number one trending in the UK, and it's like, oh, it must be pretty good because people are watching it. This film is trash.
It is. It is.
Skip this film.
Overall trash. I mean, there was only certain aspects I liked.
Yeah.
Jason Bateman's
always good.
Yeah, and he plays a ridiculous character. He plays a ridiculous character.
When I was watching it, I thought he was living your fantasy to be crossed with the crab.
Yeah, well,
so you can be
Paul Rudd playing the crab
as close to crabby as possible.
But you saw it, and he has his crab arms, and I thought, this is ridiculous.
Because he was bit on the genitals
by a crab, radioactive crab, which obviously is like a piss take into a Spider-Man universe type thing. Yeah. In terms of he was bit by a radioactive spider and got Spider-Man powers. Yeah,
but Jason Bateman was good.
He was good.
We can agree.
He and the actor who played the main bad guy.
That mayor.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the actor. The acting was terrible, but I like the actor.
Yeah, me too.
It seemed like everyone was given the role of don't take your role serious.
Know your role.
All. Apart from the lady from Guardians who played the quite angry.
Well, the woman who's the second person,
Octavius.
Octavius, is it Octavius?
I think Octavia.
Octavia. I think we made the joke that it was Dr. Octopus. But she's actually a pretty reputable actor, and she's been in a few films that have been amazing. I don't know if she's been got Academy Awards or anything like that, but in this film, I thought she was terrible. And I don't know if it's because she's not used to doing comedies, but her acting just didn't do it for me at all. It felt really, really off when she was trying to be funny. For me, it didn't land ever.
And I completely agree with that. I felt like we were forced fed comedy that didn't need to be there.
I don't want it.
At every turn, there's going to be a silly joke here.
Yes.
There's the montage of when they're trying to train her up to be strong. And
how long did that go on for?
And it takes up about, the film is, without credits, around about an hour and 26 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I would have said a good 10 minutes was a training montage to get from day 1 to day 80.
Yes.
Or something ridiculous like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a recurring joke through this thing where she keeps hurting the trainer. And after the first couple of times, you go, that's quite funny.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Oh no, you go on, Karen.
But you go that's quite funny. And then the third time it happens, you go, And then the next day she's training, you're like, oh, he's going to get hurt here.
And then
he'd walk in and then he'd get hurt and you'd be like, sorry, come in. And then he'd get to day 89 and you're like, he's not in the room, but he's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And then he gets hurt and you're like, here we go. It's that film where you know where the comedy's going to go.
Absolutely. And when I was watching it, not once, I think I might have smiled a couple of times, but in my head I was thinking, that's funny. But at no point did that register in my face or my voice. I was like, oh, I recognise that's a little bit funny. But that was it.
Yeah. I don't think I actually laughed out loud during the film once.
Nope.
There might have been the odd bit where you get that sneeze where you go, a bit of a breathe out where you go.
Yeah.
But that is more, I kind of do that reaction when I see that coming. Like with that guy, he's stood there, completely out of the way, and then he gets hit and I'm like, I saw that coming.
Yeah.
Because
one of the funniest things I saw was when that guy Andrew.
Oh yeah, he's like, hi, my name's Drew.
Yeah,
my friend was called Drew.
Paul, and I thought that's probably the funniest part.
But again, I probably agree that's the funniest part. But it was a bit but it extended too long.
Yeah. In
terms of, okay, he's been saying his name's Andrew for 20 seconds now. It's funny. But when he goes to 40, to close to a minute, this whole scene of him saying, my name's Andrew, my mum calls me Drew, or he calls me Andy Roo, or whatever, and my brother used to call me Ann shit, or whatever, you're just like, okay.
Move on.
Yeah. It's like they struggled to fill an hour and a half, so they had to put, extend bits. Or they put, when you see behind the scenes, they tell someone just to keep rolling the tape and I'll keep saying stuff, and then when they go back to it, they cut it down for half the time.
Yeah.
It's like, we need to fill this time, we'll just put the whole thing in.
What's the word for that? I forgot that.
What?
When you're trying to just like go off the cuff and
Like ad-lib?
is it ad lib?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. Something similar to
Anyway.
ad-libbing. You're like, just go... But... It's in the number 10 in the UK, or number 1, it was when the time we watched it, because Netflix have, from what I've seen since, from going on social media, Netflix are constantly tweeting about this film or constantly sharing about this film. That's why, because people go, I'll put it on. But I don't know how you end up in a top 10. Is it if you've watched an hour of the film? Do you register as a view if you've just clicked on it and click play for the first 10 seconds? Do you register until you watch to the end? Because YouTube, what it does is it registers
important.
It registers your clicks, YouTube.
Yes.
But they have a filtering system. After the end of the month, they'll go back through, and if someone's watched it for less than 5 seconds, they take that view off because they think they've clicked on it by mistake. And it's not fair. It doesn't class as a view because it's not fair on you thinking you've got more viewers.
You know, at the end of a video, it might roll on to the next video. And
Yeah.
think,
I didn't mean that.
cancel off.
Yeah, so YouTube has like a filtering system where if you've only clicked on it for 5 seconds, it gets
That'd be
rid of it.
interesting to know how they do it.
Because if you look at viewing figures for like generic terrestrial television, it's based on if you've watched that TV show or whatever's on that channel for 15 minutes or more, then you class as a viewer for that event or that TV show or that soap opera or whatever it is. Same for a radio station. You register as a listener if you've had your radio on that station for 15 minutes or more, or it's half an hour. It's one of the two.
Right.
But they only class it if you watch just X amount. Is that the same for this? Did everyone get 15 minutes in and then think, I don't want to watch this?
I'll be honest, this took me 2 sittings to get through because I fell asleep the first time.
I don't blame you for doing that.
I don't know if I was just tired or whether the film was just that bad or a mixture of the two. But when I jumped back into it, at any point,
felt tired again.
Yeah. At any point, I thought like I could turn this off and walk away, and I wouldn't be fazed at all. You know, like sometimes you get certain way through a film, you think, right, I'm going to see this to the end. I need to see it to the end at least. With this one, I didn't have that feeling. I thought I could turn this. If I wasn't doing a podcast about it and a review about it, I would have been like, yeah, done. I don't need to see the rest of this.
Yeah, and that's my thoughts exactly. It's because I wanted to. I liked the episode where we did the Godzilla and King Kong review, and that episode did kind of help propel us into the top 25 film and TV.
Stardom.
Like, it's mad to think that we were actually in the top 25 of film and TV review podcasts in Great Britain on Apple Podcasts.
That's pretty mad.
But that kind of helped us get there, and I think it's because we released it so close to like when it came out. It was only within a week. People want to know people's thoughts of it because, again, that film at that point, it's £20 to watch it. People want to know if it's worth it. Listen to a free podcast for an hour, you might get your answer. Or for that point, it was 25 minutes of our podcast. Let's just see what these guys thought. And people did it, and I appreciate that we got to where we did because of it. Because it's quite mad to think. So I like the idea that the review might help, but this is a free film. Anyone can access it any time. So a lot more people are desperate for reviews because they can make the judgment for themselves for 10 minutes of their time.
We really took a hit here, guys.
Yeah. But I'd say within 10 minutes in, I thought, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to be offensive to Melissa McCarthy or the writing team or, anything like that. I'm not. But my God.
What are you doing with your lives? God damn it.
When... we know we mentioned this before in a previous episode. When Adam Sandler signed like a 10-movie deal with Netflix, and he released like 5 in 12 months, 2 was good. 4 seemed rushed, seemed like just contractual. The storylines made like literally not great sense. And out of that, the one on the boat, what I mentioned to you with him and Jennifer Aniston, The Murder on the Boat, and Uncut Gems were 2 fantastic films. But other ones like The Cobbler, I was a bit like, my God, like...
See, I never saw
What? It was very like Mike. So, have you seen the film Like Mike?
Oh,
he finds the trainers over the fucking telephone pole.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of Magic Mike.
No, not Magic Mike, Like Mike. The trainers are over the telephone pole, he takes them off, and it turns out it's like Michael Jordan. He puts them on and he can play basketball like Michael Jordan. Yeah. The Cobbler was basically, this guy makes shoes, and if you put them on, he becomes that person who owns the shoes. Right?
What a great concept.
You think, there is this movie somewhere before. There is, in a sense, of like Mike. It's not that every pair of shoes you put on, you turn into that person, but you think this is rushed. This is you've got a writer's room and some knobhead inside has gone shoes, and someone's just gone. Do you know what? We'll take that idea. We'll go with it, and it's just made a film. And this had that very same aspect. It's like what's big at the moment. Someone in a writing room's gone superhero movies. Well, okay, let's try take the piss out of superheroes while also making it comedic and also try to make it storyline based.
Yeah.
And you just think it hasn't worked. And they've left the ending in a point where they could easily make a second one.
Good God.
But I feel like they're never going to get to that stage.
I don't think so. I think the majority of people think that this is a flop, I'll be honest. You know, I saw the on Netflix, the YouTube, not YouTube, on Facebook, Netflix, post about Thunder Force, and I read some of the comments, and every other one was like, yeah, trash, don't watch this. I thought it was pretty good. Don't watch this, so...
Well, that's it. Netflix do this thing where at the end of every month or the beginning of every month, they release like the schedule for what's coming out on Netflix that month. And if they make it a sponsored post, which means it stays on people's like timelines forever, you click on it now and people will say like Thunder Force is trash, Thunder Force is awful. Some person goes like Thunder Force is all right, and then someone goes, are you high? Like the often reply you see to someone saying like it's good is, are you mentally okay?
Yeah.
And there's not many films I've ever watched willingly, and at the end of it I've gone, well, I've just wasted an hour and a half of my life.
Yeah, and I didn't even think the visual effects were very good. A lot of the time when I'm watching it, I could see, oh yeah, she's on wires there, like pulling her up in the air, and there was that degree of separation where I didn't like it. Also, shout out to Corey Taylor from Slipknot fame. I don't know if you know this, but he did that theme song at the end.
Oh, did he?
Like, Thunder Force, Thunder Force.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Thunder Force. Yeah, that one. I don't know what he's thinking, but...
He must need some money.
Yeah.
But I think I know the answer to this question. What would you give it out of 10?
I would give it a 3.
That's exactly what I was going to give it. I was going to give it a 3.
Yeah. I will say, though, I watched it with Steph, and unfortunately, she was laughing her head off.
I mean, I watched
Nat
it.
is looking at me stunned.
I watched it with Carly, and I think she had this similar. I was saying to Liz before when I've like watched Invincible, and if Carly's in the room with me, the one time I did watch it with, she was there. She was like looking over her phone, looking up at it, and then looking back like this is not good enough to draw my attention away from what I'm doing. And we sat down to watch the movie together, and then you find yourself drifting to a phone, which is understandable because. At them points during the film, I was like, I wish I could pick up my phone and have a look but I need to watch it for this podcast because I don't know. Podcast. You never know, you might miss something in 5 minutes that changes the whole concept of the film and the whole.
Paul Rudd might come on.
Exactly, I can't miss anything like that.
Absolutely.
I mean, the only saving grace, realistically, to me, is Jason Bateman.
I 100% agree. He's very consistent. Everything he does, he's
I mean. The fact that even when the fucking crab went off scene, he was walking sideways and clipping his hands.
I was just waiting him to go.
Yeah, like you just think, okay, I can get on board with him only, but that is literally it.
And weirdly, when they ripped his hands off, I was just thinking, that looks tasty.
It does look tasty, to be fair.
And also, the
sex scene.
Don't
tell me about that.
No. The thing that grossed me out the most was just that raw chicken thing.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I saw it, I was just
if this isn't really a spoiler, but because she's superhuman, she needs so much like raw protein. She eats raw chicken. And I grabbed Carly's leg and like kicked because I was like, I can't handle this. Like, I had to look away because it's actually... I would rather watch someone get their eye cut out by a knife than someone eat raw chicken on my telly.
Yep.
It was disgusting.
Me too. Anyway, that's Thunder Force.
Yeah. Overall, do not go see it.
Burn it.
It's free, and I'd still say it's a waste of money.
Yeah. Save your money. Save your time. Time is money.
Cancel your Netflix. Don't watch that.
Yeah.
So we're filming this due to family commitments, work commitments, etc. We can only meet up once every couple of weeks to film.
Yes.
And in them times, we're going to miss quite a few bits. I know we've said in a week that you don't miss a lot, but when we film in advance, we save some episodes. So when we have come to a weekend where we have to do something personal or family or work-wise, that we can afford to do so, and it doesn't affect us releasing anything for the podcast.
Yes.
So at the time of recording this, we're not going to be seeing each other for a month, realistically. So every episode from this one onwards has been recorded either today or the last time we recorded together. And in the next month, we are going to miss some bits. We're going to miss the start of Loki. We're going to miss the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Pretty big time to be off, to be honest.
Yeah, big times for like the Marvel Universe side. So I want us to give our Falcon and Winter Soldier kind of review as a whole without seeing the last episode. So what we say now is what we think now, and the overall rating is what we give based on the 5 episodes we've seen, and maybe what we expect from the last episode. This episode of the podcast will come out on the day of the finale. So realistically, it's not coming out too far late to where we want it to come out, but we could obviously be talking a lot of... Someone could watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, listen to us and be like, wow, these guys got it horribly wrong what they thought.
Yeah.
Which is obviously a worry, but it's the way everything works out. Like, this is how it has to be. As of this moment, there's 5 episodes of the 6 out.
We've reviewed
3. I think we did it after the premiere, then we did like a mid-season review, like halfway point, and then we just brushed over it when we talked more about Black Widow. Mm-hmm. So this is like the finale aspect to it. After 5 episodes,
the penultimate episode,
the very few notes that I have in like my brain from the first 5 is, to me, overall, it's better than WandaVision, which I thought would be hard to beat because it set the bar really high.
Very controversial.
And 2, the only thing I'll say is they could have made a lot more episodes about this, because we've got to 5. We've not hit the peak, but 1 and 2 was a build-up. 3 was amazing. 4 was amazing. 5 was amazing. You just think they could have gone longer if they wanted to. Obviously, They have a plan and a structure, and they think, well, 6 for WandaVision, 6 for Falcon, 6 for Loki, 6 for the... Then we're in the Black Widow film, and then we're officially into Phase 4 as a whole.
But maybe we're so used to seeing long-running series. Maybe it actually helps this series that it's, so few episodes. That the pacing isn't all dragged out. We're getting these high action-packed episodes quite often now. Whereas if it was dragged out, you might get a full episode on Falcon's boat trouble, trying to fix a boat. Do you know what I mean? So maybe it actually helps it that there's only six episodes, which is a shame to say, because I want to see more. Maybe stretch it out to 8, 9.
I think I was anticipating 8 from the beginning, because, or 10, if you look at a good Netflix show, if you look at a good generic television show, like The Walking Dead, when it first came out, was 10 episodes. It stretched to 20. It stretched to 15, then 18. Lost started at 24 episodes a season, at whatever. And then your Netflix ones don't seem to be more than 10.
No.
And I was hoping for an 8 to 10 kind of round. When WandaVision came out and it was announced at 6, and the episodes were only, between 25 and 40 minutes long, I wasn't expecting much, but then again, I thought that could have, when you got to the action part towards episode 4, 5, and 6, I was thinking to myself, you can go an extra 2 or 3 if you wanted. You can.
They could have done.
You can stretch this fight between you and the witch, Scarlet Witch and the other witch, a lot longer.
Yeah, there were some aspects of
that felt rushed.
Cut short, definitely, especially Vision on Vision.
Yeah, exactly. That could have gone. That you could have had a good 15-20 minute montage around this fight, but instead we got 3 to 4 minutes max. And when you think that it's over 150 minutes of TV and film, 3 minutes is not a lot. So for me, I finished episode 5 and I thought, the only thought that came to my head was, I can't believe there's one more left.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I still don't really know where it's going to go, which is kind of weird to say because we've got 1 episode left. What I did really enjoy is John Walker. His turn, we didn't cover that last episode when he kills that dude and he's got blood all over the shield. Pretty tough
you
stuff.
Do not expect
for Disney.
Not only for Disney,
Jesus Christ,
and for Marvel, but you come away from it and you think, I just didn't see that coming. When the serum hit the floor, I thought, I know what's going on here.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I always thought John Walker was going to have an evil turn because you could see that in him, little glimpses of him
the looks or the
short-tempered and is like, stay out of my way, and thinking, no, that's not really Captain America of you. So I expected an evil turn, but what I do like about it is that you can kind of understand where he's coming from. In the last episode, they stripped him of his medals.
Yep.
He wasn't going to get like pension or
wasn't
rank
going to get
or
anything like that.
Just the army's done with you. When I was watching it, I was thinking that's pretty shitty, because he's been in the army, done his bit for his country, but they would have made him do all kinds of horrific things to people. It's just because this was caught in public eye.
But what I think to that is I do not like the character of John Walker, which is his purpose, which
Correct.
is good.
I also don't like
so
it.
the acting is working phenomenally.
Yes.
But I think, what if Iron Man shot a laser beam at a building and the bricks fell on and killed that same guy? He would not be held reliable or punished or anything like that.
Well, I mean, they did kind of cover that with Wanda.
They did.
When she...
but what happened to her? She didn't get stripped of anything. She's not
she
out
didn't.
on her ass. She's still an Avenger, technically.
Yeah, she wasn't... Yeah, she didn't have...
She didn't come to justice. She didn't...
The only reason that he wasn't... Was it like court-martialed or something?
Yeah.
Was because of everything that he has done for his country. Whereas Wanda, up until that point, what had she done? She was a villain before that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, similar things have happened to both of them. Yet he was stripped of everything. I thought that was pretty shitty for them to do, and I kind of understand where his frustrations are coming from. And his best friend had just died, and he's wanting revenge, and I get all that. But yeah, I quite like his character. I like to not like him. I don't want him to succeed. I want him to die. But yeah, I like his character.
So just after saying that, the last time we gave our thoughts about how the second half of the season would go, we both made a mutual agreement that John Walker will die. I'm now thinking he won't, and I'm now thinking we'll see John Walker a lot more in the Marvel universe further down the line.
What makes you say that?
Well, the woman with the French name who came over to him and handed the card,
The black and white card.
Yeah,
I don't know who she is.
I believe she is a character called like the stockbroker or the broker or something, and she...
I don't know if she is. I don't think we know who the broker is yet.
I think it could, or she could work for the broker.
Do you know who I think it is?
Who?
I think it's... I actually keep forgetting her name now. Peggy's little niece.
Oh dear.
That's my theory. She's a bit shady, man. She's always
she was on the phone to somebody and said, I'll give you double this time or
She's
something.
on the phone doing shady stuff, giving shady looks.
I think, okay, whoever she works for, I think they're building something.
What is her name?
It was something like Douche, Fromage, Freya, something. I don't know. But I think she's building or helping recruit for something bigger that we can't get into the next episode.
Yes.
I think this finale is more focused around Carly and the fact that they're in New York and they're trying to stop this vote happening and they've got this weapons and they've got Falcon's ex, French person that he fought previously. That I think the focus now turns to that. We may see John Walker in the finale, but I don't think the purpose is for them to have... I think they've had their fight. I think John Walker and Falcon and Winter Soldier's fight has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think we're due another one. Yet, I think that will come maybe later when whoever this person is with the card and building this and recruiting has their own team. And I think that'll be later on.
My prediction. I think he will die, and I think he'll go out in a blaze of glory, maybe trying to do the good thing, get a bit of redemption. Maybe he'll sacrifice himself for the greater good, and he'll sort of realise what he's doing and what he's doing is wrong. And I don't know how it's going to happen. Maybe he'll hit her off a building and fall off with her or something. I don't know.
But he's also superhuman, so can he die that way?
I don't know. It's a bit unclear.
I mean, I'm not surprised that guy died to the shield because he got decapitated. That's different to, landing on your back from a high building. Because I'm pretty sure I've seen
how super
Captain America do that
super
before.
People? Because they can take bullets As in, they can get injured by bullets, can't they?
Yeah.
I'm sure that Captain America got stabbed, so stab wounds.
But I've seen Captain America fall from like a tall building in New York, land on his back, and he just gets up.
Yeah, so with Bucky when he jumped out of that airplane in the forest,
and just like uses his hands like hit trees.
He's gonna die. He's like George of the Jungle.
And he got up and was like,
dust myself off. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's really good. Really good series.
I'm part of some groups on Facebook, like Marvel ones, just so I like to get people's opinions because it helps with what I bring to this table here. And one thing I saw after the episode on Friday was some person from Mexico wrote in saying, I'm really angry with Marvel because they've not made the Winter Soldier the Winter Soldier. He's not angry. Do you not think he's not pulling his punches properly? He's not getting involved properly. He's not fighting properly. Like, Marvel are ruining my favourite character. But the reason why that is because he's not the Winter Soldier anymore.
Yeah, to be fair, I had that opinion on the first review of the first episode. I was like, this isn't Bucky. This isn't the Bucky I know. He's just like very tame, reserved, and he's not as kick-ass as he used to be, but that's the point. And he's trying to make a change and make amends for all the bad things that he's done.
Yeah.
So.
But that's it though. He's not the Winter Soldier right now.
No.
He's just James Buchanan with a metal arm, which isn't an insult to him because he's still incredibly strong. But he's not got that killer instinct because he's not a killer. He's not trained to kill.
Well, I mean, he was in the army, so...
Yeah, I know, but he's not a trained... He's not...
Like an assassin.
Someone's not whispering in his ear that he's 17 metal or whatever they do, and then
17 metal, do it, kill.
And then he becomes...
Water.
He's not that person. What I will say, though, the montage of the fixing the boat, as the friendship grows between the two...
That was great.
I really enjoyed it, and it reminded me of very, like, happy families.
Me and you...
What? It does remind me of me and you in a sense, but like they were very happy. Yeah. You know what I mean? The friendship grew as the montage grew on, and at the end of it, they've got they're shaking hands, and he's got his arm on his back, and they're patting each other, and they're sharing a beer.
Bucky was like, "I'm gonna bang your sister."
Yeah. So then you look at that and you go, now this is the friendship that you want to see.
From that point, you thought, right now they are friends.
When they're training,
they're not gonna admit it.
No, but they're walking away and they're like, we're partners, we're co-workers. We're co-workers that are really close. Yeah, we had a mutual friend who's no longer here. And it's like every time one of them came up with a way to be closer, the other one would think of something to say now. But that was great.
Great chemistry.
I mean, just to finish this off, do you think, wholeheartedly now, that come the end of the finale, that Sam will be Captain America?
Tough one.
Because we've seen in 5, he's training to be Captain America in a sense.
He's told training montage.
He's told the other guys.
If you're a fan of South Park.
Yeah.
Very
good montage. Yeah.
The montage song in
I mean, he looked ripped as hell in that montage.
Yeah, he did.
And I mean, like, they did that bit when he's like sprinting and they focus on his bicep, and it was bigger than my head. And I thought, like, damn, maybe this guy can be Captain America.
We're both like, God damn.
I mean, I'd say there was 2 montages in this one episode. There was the boat fixing and then Sam training.
Yeah.
And neither one did I come out and think that wasn't needed. I thought,
no,
that was needed.
I thought it was great.
That was literally 1 minute long. Thunder Force, do not make your training montages 10 minutes long.
15 minutes long.
Like, you just needed that. And you could see, he's throwing the shield, it's a bit crap, he goes for a run, he does some weight, throws a shield, doesn't catch it again, does some flips, catches it, and you're like, damn son, like you're getting better and better and better.
So throughout this entire thing, from the end of Endgame when he had the shield, and I knew this series was, happening, and even the beginning of the series I was thinking Falcon is not going to be Captain America, I can't see him as Captain America. From this last episode, everything he was saying, everything he was doing, and that training montage, and when he had that shield, I looked at him and I thought, I can see you as Captain America.
Yeah.
I absolutely can see him as Captain America. However...
Do you still think it's going to be Bucky?
I think it still might be Bucky. I mean, it was just a question of, does Falcon want it? Because they were speaking to...
I mean, that scene...
with
the other super soldier in his house.
His name now. You're saying no self-respecting black man would want to be.
And then you saw the look on his face. Like, I thought that scene was very powerful.
Yeah.
And relevant to what's going on in the real world right now.
100%.
And you come out of that and you think, fucking hell, like that scene and it finished, and you've got this fun-loving, like, you got this big fight at the beginning, and then it's fun-loving friendship, rugged, whatever, you silly boy, and then it goes to this really serious scene, and you think, damn, like all of a sudden you know that smile you've got from the whole bit, everything, you're like,
drops.
Okay, Marvel, like, fair play.
Yeah.
And I thought that.
Real talk.
Yeah. And you think about how the real world is right now, you think...
Like the poster boy is, white skin, blonde hair, which is
like
Captain America. And
that's like, well, this is obviously might be a bit too in-depth and powerful, but the blonde hair, white supremacy was very Hitler.
Absolutely.
And it was.
Mm-hmm.
And
is
this another way of saying that we never really rid of Hitler anywhere in the world, despite the fact that this guy does not exist? Because racism still exists every day.
I don't think it will ever go.
I don't think it will, which is...
It'd be impossible.
It's so sad to see that we might, our generation in particular, might live on this planet for another 70 years and we'll still hear this weekly.
Yeah.
Like, how does that happen?
I mean, I think, we've made massive changes in the last 20, 30, 40 years. I just think with anything, you'll never get rid of anything completely. It'll always exist. To what extent? Obviously, at the moment, there's big deals with the police in the USA and, it's a taser and all that thing. Yeah. Whether that sort of stuff, to that scale will die down over the next 50 years, maybe, but...
We'll have to just wait and see, really.
Yeah. If I make it that far, which would be awesome.
Would be nice.
Yeah. So here's another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Prediction.
Yeah.
What's in the goddamn box?
I know what it is.
Do you know what it is?
It's the Captain America outfit.
See, do you think so?
Yeah. I think it's made out of vibranium as well.
Yeah.
Because
whatever it is vibranium.
Yeah.
I was thinking, will it be some... My initial thought was...
Small wings.
Falcon wings. But some cool vibranium.
I mean, So this is the thing now. If Falcon becomes Captain America,
I suppose that would make sense because Falcon's still human. He's not like a super soldier.
Yeah. So I was thinking. So there's two ways this could go. It's both are pretty damn cool. One is he's Captain America, and they've made him a vibranium like Black Panther style outfit.
Yeah.
It's impenetrable by bullets, and then when it gets so hard, it and then all of a sudden it blows like every goddamn shit away.
Like kinetic energy.
Just because it then makes up for the fact he doesn't have super strength, super whatever, super jumping.
Yeah.
It just makes him better in general.
That being said, Black Panther did have superhuman.
He did have superhuman
abilities
entities,
as well,
but this might be a way of just evening the playing field for him.
Yeah.
The second thing is, it is vibranium wings. They're a lot stronger. And then you've got a fucking flying Captain America. And I mean, to me, that looks pretty damn fucking cool. But you'd have a Captain Falcon.
Oh, my God.
Wait. I just realised when I said it out loud.
Oh, you didn't do that on purpose?
No, I didn't do that on purpose.
That is awesome. Captain Falcon.
Let's do it.
Falcon.
Punch. Marvel, hit me up. Captain Falcon. Film coming soon.
Trademark it.
Copyright. No one's got that. So, they will... I'll just say...
I'm saying wings. You're saying a suit.
So that's the question I'm going to say. What's in the box? You're saying wings. I'm saying suit.
Who's
going to be Captain America?
I think...
At the end of next episode.
I'm going to say Bucky.
I'm going to stick with Falcon.
He's looking like Falcon with that.
But how many times do films make you look one way and then all of a sudden something comes from the opposite side?
I hope it is Bucky.
And the last question around this is, what would you give the series out of 10 so far?
I would give it a 9.
And I started off by saying...
9 I could give.
I started off this conversation off by saying that it was better than WandaVision.
What did you give WandaVision? 9?
I gave WandaVision a 9.
So...
No, but the question is do you think it's better than WandaVision? Because you can both be 9s, but I could still prefer...
That is a tough one.
So I'd also give it a 9 at present.
I don't know.
I think it's better than WandaVision.
I think...
It's different, so it's hard to compare. But from what Marvel have given me, if you turned to me and said, you could only watch either WandaVision or Falcon Winter Soldier for the rest of your life, only one of them, I would pick Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Okay, the only part that Falcon and Winter Soldier falls short for me is the villain side. Is it Carly?
Yeah.
That whole thing for me just isn't too clear. I don't really know where it's going. That's the only thing for me. Whereas I'm still a bit unclear about that whole thing. Whereas WandaVision, their end goal and the villain, that was all. In fact, that was like quite late reveal. To be fair,
it was an end of episode 5
yeah,
kind of reveal.
It was like it established it very quickly, very well. I knew the motivations and things like that. Whereas Carly, I mean, I'm still a bit unclear. I know that she wants to live in. I guess they were thriving when the blip happened, and then when they all came back, they were thrown to the side, kind of thing. I just don't really understand the motivations and why she's doing it, and like she's killing people and then she's siding with villains, and she's like, well, we are criminals now. I'm thinking it doesn't make any sense to your character. So I don't think she's a very strong villain. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'd agree.
She's WandaVision, again, I forget her name.
Agatha.
You're really good at this.
Thanks.
She was a better villain for me. But then you got Zemo, and I think he's awesome.
He's the anti-hero though in this.
Yeah, and do I like Wanda and Vision better than the relationship between Bucky and Falcon? Maybe. I don't know, man. Maybe, for me, I would probably say, maybe Falcon and Winter Soldier's better for me because I like more action, typically. Whereas whereas WandaVision didn't really have too much of that. Not that it needed it, but yeah. If I had to watch one for the rest of my life, I would say this one tops it. But only just. What about you?
I'd say only just.
Yeah.
But I think Falcon Winter Soldier does take it for me.
It's really close, though.
I mean, we will find out. I mean, I'll probably listen back to this episode on release day next week after watching the finale, and we could be horribly wrong. Yeah. And Zemo could be Captain America, and then the whole world's gone to shit. But it'd be interesting to see where we go, because my only prediction about the ending is, at the end of the last episode, we're going to see Nick Fury or hear about Nick Fury being somewhere, and then we're going to be like, starting this whole ball rolling of phase 4. And
obviously, with such a late reveal of a new character, Mrs. Fromage Frey.
Yeah.
That's definitely got to set something else up. It's too late to be revealing a character at this stage with one episode left.
Yeah, it's got to lead somewhere.
Yeah, they're going to set something up, for sure.
So
good job, Marvel.
Yeah, really good job. To be fair.
Crap.
Top 5. This week's top 5 is actors and actresses. Obviously, you don't need to have an actor in it if you just have top 5 women. You don't have to have an actress in it if you have just top 5 men, but it gives the whole playing field a good shout.
Yeah. And do they just, men and women, are they all just actors?
I think they're just actors. Yeah, I don't think there's an actress, but people still use the term technically.
Yeah, 100%.
It's okay, so top 5 actors. What's your number 5?
Are we going to do top 5 and then like honourable mentions?
Yeah, we can do honourable mentions.
Because I've got some honourable mentions.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Yes. Yes.
That's a crow from Scrubs, if anyone gets that.
Scrubs is awesome as well, by the way. Hugh Jackman, obviously most notable for his role as Wolverine. I think he's an awesome actor. I think he gets in my top 5 for his versatility. And I'm probably going to be saying this a lot in my top 5 because these are all very versatile actors, which is why I think they deserve to be the top of the top.
Yeah.
And obviously got Greatest Showman. Mm-hmm. He's got a fantastic voice.
Yeah, he has.
He's this ripped up, shredded action hero, and then he's totally toned down. He's singing away, and he's totally believable. Hugh Jackman, he's awesome.
My number 5 is The Rock.
Oh.
Mainly because I don't think I can think of a film where he's not in it. But again, I go with the line of versatility. He does Moana. He does. Walking Tall. The Walking Tall and Welcome to the Jungle was like the first two rock films I ever saw.
Yeah.
The Welcome to the Jungle was with Sean William Scott, who plays Stifler.
Yes.
And I watched it, and I said, a lot of times when I see a wrestler go into acting, I think it just doesn't work.
And quite often,
it doesn't.
It hasn't worked. We had Triple H in the third Blade film. We had John Cena in The Marine.
We've got also John Cena.
Well, actually, yeah, John Cena in a lot of things now.
Suicide Squad.
Which is he's getting a lot better now.
Yeah.
Initially, it was...
But it's never really worked, so every time I've been apprehensive. But I went to go to the cinema. Stone Cold, yeah. He did some. Goldberg's done some things.
Yes.
Great Khali.
Really?
He did the American football film with
Adam
Sandler.
Yeah.
Longest Yard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I've always been apprehensive because it's never really worked. But when I watched Walking Tall, I went to the cinema and I came out and I thought, he didn't look out of place. I know that 10-year-old me didn't go, he didn't look out of place, he's a good actor. But
where are you from, bruv?
Yeah, but like when you watch a film and you get absorbed into it, you forget the actors and you get drawn in with the characters.
Yes.
So I came out of that and I thought, didn't look out of place, good actor. And I don't think that about any film I've seen with him since. The TV show Ballers, where he plays like an American football like manager, suits that role perfectly. Then he goes to do Moama, and he's got good voice, good acting, doesn't look out of place there. Jumanji remake makes that film really work. And I'm going through this, and I can't... There is some bad films, because when you do 100 films a year, not everyone... Skyscraper, didn't really get it, but he was a good actor in that.
Yeah, see, when you said The Rock or Dwayne Johnson to begin with, my initial reaction was, just because he's in everything.
He is in everything.
Good God, man, that guy is busy. I do sometimes think he plays the same role over and over again, which is a bit of a criticism. However, I do enjoy the films he is in. Things like Skyscraper, for example, I had zero interest in watching that. Did you watch it?
Yes, I did watch Skyscraper.
What did you think to it?
It was all right.
Yeah, I couldn't even give it the time.
I mean, the all right, for me, verges between like 4 and 6 on the rating scale. That's the all right. Yeah. There's the terrible, 1 to 3. There's the all right, and then there's the good and great, which is your later.
I think he's getting a lot better, as time goes on with the things he's doing. So yeah, I'll put him up there. Yeah, he's good. Yeah. My number 4, I have, and I think he might be in yours, maybe not, Tom Hardy.
No, he's not in mine. Is it probably in my list of honourable mentions?
Okay. Yeah, Tom Hardy. Obviously, we share the same name. He's a brother of mine.
He's not called Tom.
Well, we do have a Thomas in the family. Yeah, Tom Hardy. Fantastic actor. I haven't seen a film or a TV series that he's been in that I haven't enjoyed him in. He's done Bronson. I think that was a bit, controversial.
Oh, right, yeah.
Some people haven't enjoyed it, but Venom, he's in Venom.
Yeah.
I think he was incredible in Venom. He did Mad Max. He was in Peaky Blinders.
Yep.
I think he played a great role in Peaky Blinders, but for me, the role that topped it off, and I hope you've seen it, Legend.
Yes.
The Cray twins.
Yes, of course, yes.
Oh my God. He's fantastic in that. The fact that he's playing two roles.
Yes.
And, obviously 2 twins, and he's playing them side by side. But just the way that he acts them and voices them, you do genuinely see 2 different people. And I think that's a testament to how great of an actor he is.
I'd probably agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's a really, really stellar acting performance. And he did that one with Leo, when the bear. I forget the name of that. That famous bear scene where the bear's chewing Leo's face off.
I can't remember.
No. Anyway, he was a bad guy in that. He's really good.
My number 4 is Hugh Laurie.
From Stuart Little fame.
Not from Stuart Little. I mean, he is from Stuart Little, yes. But yeah, Hugh Laurie.
Good shout, man. Unfortunately, I have not watched
anything
a single
to do with him.
House.
Well, that's mainly where
he shines.
This nomination comes from me. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know much about Hugh Laurie, he started off as a duo in a comedy set up with Stephen Fry. him and Stephen Fry were a comedy duo on BBC. They did Blackadder with
And Rowan Atkinson.
Rowan Atkinson.
They were a little trio. Did they go to school together?
They all did go to the same
acting
their thing.
Something
And
like that.
then Fry and Laurie did their own TV series afterwards. Some very famous comedy clips from very classic British comedy kind of aspect. Stephen Fry wanted to go into the education sector,
QI.
Yeah,
Very smart, man.
Kind of home his love for knowledge and things into more documentary style.
knowledge.
Yeah. And Hugh Laurie still wanted to continue being an actor, but didn't want to be known as a just solid comedic actor.
I think the only thing, when I actually think of Hugh Laurie, unfortunately,
You think of Stuart Little?
I do think of Stuart Little.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing I ever saw him in, and I know he's been in House. I've actually not seen him.
And House is phenomenal. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd tell you to add this to your list, but it's 10 seasons of pure 24 episodes. So if you've ever got that time in your hands with 2 kids, then fair play to you. But
Yeah.
it's a show that I absolutely love. And it's weird because when I think of my top 5 TV shows of all time, House doesn't fall into it. But then when I think back at it, I think, well, it really should.
Yeah.
And his acting in there is great. He plays this doctor who's just fucking amazingly good at finding out what's wrong with people. It's the people that go to him can't be cured because no one knows what they've got wrong. So he helps with his team figure out what's wrong with them. And he thinks in a different way to every other doctor and nurse, and he gets to know a bit about their lifestyle and goes, right, well, it's because you do this every day. That's what causing this. And obviously, but he's dealing with his own personal battles. He's got a gammy leg. He can't walk properly. He then takes drugs to overcome the pain, becomes a bit of a drug addict, has to fight his own battles while also trying to save the lives of other people. When you think of 10 seasons of House and it's a doctor show,
He's great at accents.
He's great accents, yeah.
He's American in that.
He is. And he's American in some of the other stuff that he's done. And since then he did a BBC one-off show, a one-off series, 6 episodes where he played the Prime Minister. And it was about a scandal, and he was absolutely phenomenal in that.
That sounds familiar.
That was only recent. That was a little early this year, late last year.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen it, but I saw it advertised.
And he got stellar reviews for his performance in that as well. And you can see why. And now he was, at the time when House was on, he was the highest paid actor in American television per episode at that time, because that's of how well his acting was.
Wow.
And since then, he's kind of gone off the acting boil. He's done these odd bits, but now he's a blues singer.
Is he?
Blues, yeah.
Wow. Oh, no, yeah.
And I've seen him on Jules Holland a couple of times. He is very, very good.
Yeah, what I found quite amazing is the amount of actors who can sing.
There's loads, isn't there? There is so many people that go into the music industry.
I think Paul Rudd can sing.
He can.
There's loads of them.
I mean, he's in Anchorman singing Afternoon Delight.
Afternoon Delight.
Probably one of my favourite songs ever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Hugh Laurie, my number 4.
My number 3. Bryan Cranston.
Oh, I didn't even think of him.
Dude! Now this pretty much comes from Breaking Bad.
See, this is where someone could easily say to you, oh, the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. Like you just said, the dad from Stuart Little.
Yes.
Because someone might not have seen Breaking Bad, you've never seen House. So
now I'll be honest, I actually haven't seen a great deal of Malcolm in the Middle. Have you?
Yeah.
How was he in that?
Good. He's a comedic actor in there.
He
plays a very loose dad, a bit ditzy, and he plays it well. Gets himself into all sorts of trouble,
So when he comes into the role of Heisenberg,
I wasn't expecting that. I'm expecting him to be a bit of a doofus.
Yeah.
Because that's what he portrays in the things I've seen him in prior.
Little do we know, he's a fucking awesome actor.
He is.
Yeah, he's absolutely incredible. He was in Godzilla, which we covered in our Godzilla episode, but it was the one prior to Godzilla vs. King Kong. Now, he's only in the first 10 minutes of that. Genuinely, the best 10 minutes of that film, due to his acting. He did a film with Kevin Hart.
Oh, yes, where he's in the wheelchair.
Yes, have you seen it?
Yes, I have. Man. I can't remember the name of it. It's been a lot. I saw it when it first came out.
It's like Upside or something like that.
I think it's The Upside. I think it's called The Upside, yeah.
Man, he's just... I can't really describe to you how... In which ways I think he's a brilliant actor, but his versatility, again, when you're talking about him being the doofus dad in Malcolm in the Middle, and now he's science teacher gone drug lord, to whatever else he's doing now. He's in a paraplegic wheelchair, and very believable in every single thing that he does. He's very funny, can be very serious. Bryan Cranston, if I see him in a film, I think there's no question in my mind that he will play an amazing part. There's no two ways about it.
Have you seen Your Honor yet?
No.
The Sky Atlantic over here. It's an American show where he plays a judge. It's only just come out.
Yeah, I
6
saw
episodes.
He's on Graham Norton, I think, advertising it, and I was looking at it, I think that looks amazing.
Yeah,
So
I've not watched it all.
Watch.
I've watched the first 2, and my dad's watched them all. My dad said it was phenomenal.
Yeah, in the trailer I watched, I thought, this is going to be incredible.
Yeah, so you need to watch that as well.
On the list, yeah. So
that's a good shout for Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston.
My number 3 is Margot Robbie.
Wow, did not see that coming.
I mean, I feel like we've both got a similar style of what kind of actors we enjoy. Is they can do a bit of everything.
Yeah,
and she's another one that can. I mean, you see her in Suicide Squad, and she plays the crazy character
Harley Quinn
very well.
She really does.
Very well. And then I really like her in the film Focus with Will Smith.
Oh yeah,
she's phenomenal in that. It's a bit more serious. It's a bit more. Yeah. She's phenomenal in that. You see her
Wolf
in
of Wall Street.
Wall Street. Well, this is when she's very young. That's her first major acting role. She's very good.
Really?
Yeah. I think she's like 19 in that, maybe, or 18 at that point.
No.
Yeah.
Didn't that come out in 2014?
Yeah, she's still young. I think she's like 1 year older than me and you.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway.
But she plays every role that she does well.
Yeah, she does.
And she's like you. If she's like Birds of Prey wasn't a great film, but it would have been a lot worse if her acting wasn't up there. I know, and that Welcome to Hollywood wasn't a great film, but she played her character very well. Like you can't fault them for doing a bad job if they've done the job well. They just can't help being cast in a terrible movie or a bad episode.
A lot of it goes down to the writing and direction and everything like that. You can only do so much with your acting talents.
I mean, you can bring a 6 out of 10 script to a 7 out of 10, but you can't bring it to 10 out of 10 because the writing needs to aid where you go with how you act.
Yeah.
So Margot Robbie, for me, deserves her accolades.
Yeah, I would say that if I was making unfortunately, spoiler alert, I don't have any actresses in my top 5. If it was a top 5 actresses list, she would 100% be in it.
She'd be my number 1, hence why she's 3 in my list now.
My number 1 for females is in my honorable mentions, but I'll say
that.
Yeah, my number 2. So I say this every week that when we're thinking of top 5s, it's like
it could change constantly.
Changes constantly. It's the hardest thing to think about. You're flicking through the catalogue of all the actresses and actors that you've ever seen, because you don't usually
think of the person.
No, you think of the film,
character. Oh yeah,
I think of the film.
Right.
Like, which films do I enjoy? Oh, I enjoy this film, that film. I really enjoy The Dark Knight. I'm going to choose Heath Ledger because he was great as a Joker. But what else has he been in? Do you know what I mean? I don't necessarily think of like
Brokeback Mountain.
Is this your favourite film?
Yes.
So I never usually think, which is my favourite actor? You just think, what's my favourite film? Yeah?
Yes, of course, yeah.
So thinking about it, weirdly enough, my number 2 is Jim Carrey.
See, he is probably in my list of honourable mentions because when I was younger and I wanted to be an actor, I wanted to be the comedic actor, and Jim Carrey was always my inspiration.
I thought your inspiration was Zeke from High School Musical.
It was not. That was my basketball inspiration.
My musical. They were your teenage years.
But I wanted to be like Jim Carrey as an actor. I want people to go to me to play the
Alrighty then,
or like a glove, and it was just like that whole somebody stop me. I wanted to be that character that could just be.
Le Hugh is a hair. Very quotable.
Yes, exactly.
And one thing we can say about Jim Carrey, well, me personally, I haven't seen a single thing in that he's been in that I haven't liked.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that.
Nothing to him, and he's got so many cult classics. You got Mask, you got Ace Ventura, you got Bruce Almighty. Throw some more at me.
Yes Man.
Yes Man.
Yes Man is probably one up there with one of my favourite like Jim Carrey films.
You know,
have you ever seen
Dumb and Dumber?
Dumb and Dumber. Have you seen the documentary called The Man on the Moon? Jim Carrey and Andy Kaufman. So one of Jim Carrey's original roles, he was asked to play the role of Andy Kaufman.
I think I saw. Is it? I don't know if I've seen the film or I've just seen the doc. Is there a documentary about it?
So the film is about the guy Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, I think
and
I saw the documentary.
Jim Carrey to play him, and Jim Carrey psychologically believes he's actually him in real life.
Yes, and they had Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah.
Oh, did they actually have him? Yeah, in the film.
But they actually he actually believed that he was that character forever, and
so did everyone else.
Yeah, but he'd go up to his Andy Kaufman's birth mum and be like, "Remember that time we were on the table and we did this?" And she was like, "No one knows that story." He goes, "Well, of course no one knows it apart from us because I'm him."
Yeah.
And like the mum would break down in tears and be like, "But you're dead." And he's like, "I'm not dead, I'm right here." And like he had to go see like a psychiatrist for weeks to try and get this character out of his head that he wasn't this person anymore. You're acting as him. But he believed he was him. He started to put on weight. He kept the mustache on, the wig on.
Yeah. I mean, like we're saying that Jerry the King Lawler. Is that his name, Jerry Lawler?
Yeah, anyway, Jerry Lawler. Yeah.
He's in the film, but they actually had a bit of heat between them. I think Jerry really disliked Jim Carrey because he was being a bit of an asshole. You know, obviously he's playing an asshole character.
Yeah.
But in between takes, it's like, okay, now this needs to stop, and we need to chat like normal people. Jim Carrey wouldn't stop, and he would continue antagonising him and pushing him and prodding him, and there would be no alleviation from that.
Yeah.
I think obviously a sign of great actors are those that get so stuck in the role, like I mentioned.
But that's also bad. Yeah, Heath
Ledger with his role of the Joker. He really went into a dark place. The psyche of a mentally ill man, and I don't know if that had anything to do with his.
But some people do believe so.
Something to do with his death. Yeah, that I think he actually believed he was a bit of a psychopath because he was so into the role of the Joker.
But people also believe that about Jim Carrey at that point when people actually thought that he was gone off the rails. He was so psychotic he'd become another person, which is really scary.
But then I think people have had other opinions of Jim Carrey recently with his actual mental state, and they think he's just a really oddball character now. But I think I've seen a few things with Jim Carrey now and the way that he talks about his career, and he thought at one point he was just losing himself, and that he, as Jim Carrey, was playing a character. Like every time you had to see Jim Carrey was a character. He wasn't him.
Yeah,
the actual him. He was the Ace Ventura Mask Jim Carrey, like oddball, crazy character. So I think he just has a different view of Hollywood now, and how it made him. So I don't see him as an oddball at all. I think he's a fantastic actor. He was in Kick-Ass 2. Briefly, I thought he was brilliant in that. I haven't seen Sonic the Hedgehog yet, but I imagine he's awesome in that. It will look really funny in the trailers. So yeah, Jim Carrey.
My number 2, it's pretty obvious.
I think our number 1 will be the same.
I think our number 1 will be the same. Maybe.
That's my prediction.
But number 2 for me is Paul Rudd, obviously.
Ooh, yeah.
I like Paul Rudd as an actor. I know the running joke is...
As an actor, as a lover.
Yeah, I know the running joke is that I'm in love with Paul Rudd. But I actually really do like his acting. I actually think he's a good actor. And
he's a phenomenal actor.
When I look at this list of people, when I say my top 5 is, and your top 5, it's very similar in terms of they're very versatile. They can do a very lot of different roles.
100%.
And you see him in Anchorman, and then he's a superhero. But then there's a film where I think it's with him and Selena Gomez, where he's the dad of a boy who's got cancer, and Selena Gomez is the love interest, and he takes and it's really beautiful. And then he does the comedy show where he plays himself. He plays himself, and then he gets split into 2.
Yes,
the good side and the bad side.
That was really
funny. Awesome. He's very good actor.
I hope there's a season 2 to that.
Yeah, same. But he's a very good actor. He's very versatile. I mean, he's best friends with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, which makes him even cooler. I mean, they own a sweet shop together.
Isn't Jeffrey Dean Morgan just like one of the coolest people on the
Oh
planet?
god, yeah. I mean, Jeffrey Dean Morgan could have easily been in my top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, same with like
He would be in my top 5 if I didn't know him from anything other than
Walking Dead.
Neat.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, he was
in.
in that. You've seen him in that film, George, the big
Curious
giant
George?
bear. Giant bear. He is, with The Rock, the big silverback gorilla George, and he gets taken by that gas. Rampage, yes.
Yeah, I've never seen that film.
I thought I went to cinema with you to see it.
No. Must have been someone
when
equally handsome.
When you stopped getting your Cineworld card. But yeah, he's in that. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is in that.
Yeah. Great actor. But
He's
yeah.
a great actor. Anyway, yeah.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd has to be there for me.
Yeah. He's a very funny guy.
Again, like you said about Jim Carrey, I can't think of a film or a TV show that I've watched with Paul Rudd in it and I didn't like it. Even
This
when
is
he was
40.
the guest appearance.
This is 40?
This is 40.
He's awesome in that as well.
I think he's in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Does he play like
He
the
is.
silly best mate? And then he's in Friends, like the last season of
Yeah,
Friends.
he
He
is,
marries
yeah.
Phoebe. Like, I just think he's great throughout. So for me, he deserves to be in my top 5.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's immortal. He doesn't age. He doesn't age?
Oh, what? Who? Paul Rudd?
Yes.
He does look immortal. I mean, he looks the same as he did when he was 18, so
Yeah.
and he's like 45 now. or
Similar
something.
to you, actually.
I only age when my hair and beard grows. And people throw change at me.
Yeah, he's recently had a cut.
Boy, it feels good.
Yeah, he smells a lot less now.
So, are we just going to say our number 1 at the same time and see if it is the same?
Apologies for that. I'm 100% sure it will be the same.
Okay, we'll set on the count of 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Will Smith.
Yay!
Yeah. Definitely.
That's a good way to end it.
I think, again, versatility is key.
Versatility describes him completely. When you think of all the different roles he's done, he plays the incredibly serious, complex characters like in I Am Legend.
Mm-hmm.
Funny characters. I'm drawing blanks. It's films he's done now.
Have you ever seen the film Concussion? So it's based on the true story of the Nigerian doctor that
No,
he
I haven't
discovered.
seen that.
He discovered that in the NFL, despite wearing a helmet, it wasn't.
Yeah, I saw
it
him
wasn't your
mention that.
brain. It wasn't your head that moves. It's your brain that moves. So even when you get hit with a helmet on, your brain still hits the side of your head constantly. And they say, and he discovered that it leads to concussions, and he plays this Nigerian doctor trying to get people to be aware of it, and they keep shutting him out because it's going to ruin the NFL, and they try to, hurt him and keep him out. And he plays and he's very good at the Nigerian accent. He's very good in the film. It's very serious. It wasn't released really in the cinema. It was more of a straight out kind of. I did go to the cinema to see it, but when I went, I went on like opening night, and there was like 4 people there. But it's because it really wasn't a really well covered film. But if you read the reviews and see everything, it's like an 80%, fresh Rotten Tomatoes, deserves to have
Pursuit
more.
of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness.
iRobot.
7 things? £7?
£7.
£7. I mean, you talk
Wild
about
Wild
versatility.
West.
Wild Wild West, probably one of my favourite
Me
films.
too,
ever.
man.
I love Will.
Fresh Prince.
Right, this is it though. He was perceived to be this very comedic, joking actor.
Yeah.
From that,
And he can be
and
that.
his first ever proper role, he played Muhammad Ali in the film Ali,
Mhm.
and he was in 7 Degrees of Separation. I think that's the one it's called. And he played 2 very serious characters in there, and everyone thought, wow.
He's the real
I mean,
deal.
he got nominated for an Oscar for his role in Ali. That's the only other time he's been nominated for an Oscar. I
That is
believe.
a shame.
He deserves to be an Oscar award-winning actor.
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, you go ahead and say your piece. But I
Well,
think that's
I was just
like
trying to think of other films he's been in. What was the...
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, no, it was the dating guy. He's like hooking...
Hitch.
Hitch, awesome film.
I love Hitch.
When he's a superhero. What's that one? Hancock. Just like every film that I've ever seen him, he plays a fucking awesome character.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could gush all over Will Smith any day.
Yeah, exactly.
And like we say a lot, with these people in the top 5s, every person in here, if you saw them in a new film, you would think that's going to be good.
Yeah.
Like with Suicide Squad, you wasn't too keen on Suicide Squad, but
I've mentioned said that Will Smith
awesome.
and Margot Robbie brought the film through.
Yeah. So yeah, Will Smith, it's got to go to him.
I completely agree.
Honourable mentions.
Ryan Reynolds for me. I think Ryan Reynolds is a good actor.
Shit, Ryan Reynolds.
Charlie Day. I think he's a great actor. Danny DeVito.
Leonardo.
Matthew McConaughey. I like Matthew McConaughey a lot.
Gerard Butler. I like Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler.
I got Will Ferrell.
Yes. I have to agree
And
with that.
the female I had was Eva Green.
Ah, yes.
I have a bit of a thing for psychopathic women.
Is that why I like Carla Delevingne in Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yes. I like strong women. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of how Hollywood portrays women to be weak damsels in distress. I don't like it. So when you have these characters, she played one of the evil villains in. Have you seen 300 Rise of an Empire?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
She was a psycho in that, and everyone feared her. She was really strong. She wasn't weak. She was feared. So I really dig all that. And she was in Penny Dreadful.
Penny Dreadful. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, playing a bit of a psychotic character. Yeah. I really enjoy that sort of acting. She does a great job. Phenomenal.
I'd have to 100% agree that the honourable mentions. It's weird because you say yourself any other given day. Like I would put Andrew Lincoln in there because he was known as a comedic actor from the Channel 4 show Teachers.
Love Actually.
Then he goes Love Actually, and then all of a sudden he goes to be Rick Grimes, and it's completely different. And you think, how has this happened? Yeah. So them kind of thing. John Berthenol we mentioned before. Yeah. Shane, The Punisher, two very good roles for him that made him
great character. You're a lot better with actors' names, I've found.
Thank you.
Gus Fring.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to try and say his name, but it's very Mexican.
yeah, he's on there as well. There's quite a few when you think about it.
It's because there's so many actors in the world. Narrowing it down to just 5 is a ridiculous feat to have, isn't it?
Most of the people on your list, could have easily been on my list. So, and then obviously you can say like Robert Downey Jr. and Johnny Depp, and especially Johnny Depp because
I know Johnny Depp is
incredibly versatile.
He's a very, very strong, very strong actor as well.
Every character he plays is wildly different. So, pray for Johnny Depp.
Let's finish off the way we deserve to, and that is by testing your knowledge
on
all things Marvel.
That's not good for me.
So, we know the drill.
Could have put Robin Williams in there as well.
Again, never a bad
Tom
film.
Hanks.
No. I'll go with Tom Hanks.
Anyway.
So, usual stuff. I'm going to shuffle up some Marvel comic cards that my amazing girlfriend purchased for Christmas. I'm going to pick the top 5 that you pick one, test your knowledge. If you don't get full marks, someone out there gets a mug if they use the hashtag Lewis the Dum Dum on any social media.
You guys have been hashtagging the shit out of that. I know,
it's trending everywhere.
I'll choose that one now.
Okay, he has chosen this one, and Lewis, you'll be tested today. General knowledge.
Oh, good God.
No, there's actually a superhero called General Knowledge. General knowledge.
Oh, general.
Right. I'm not even going to give you... The first one's always multi-choice, but I'm not even going to give you multi-choice. How many Infinity Stones are there?
6.
Correct. True or false? Thanos steals Cosmic Cube and turns it into the Infinity Gauntlet.
He turns Cosmic Cube?
Yep.
I'm not even sure what that means.
Thanos steals... True or false? Thanos steals the Cosmic Cube and turns it into a powerful Infinity Gauntlet.
False.
False. That is correct.
Oh, God.
He steals the Infinity Stones and makes them into the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah. This is a lot of pressure.
All of the Infinity Stones.
God.
Tell you what, because there's 6, I'll let you get 5. I'll let you have 1.
This is like really hard. So you got mind.
Yep.
You have soul.
Yep.
Power.
Yep.
Trying to think. Reality.
Yep.
Time.
Yep. You got 1 left to get. You've got 5 already. There's only 1 left.
It's not the ether one, is it?
No. No. Think something a bit different than ether.
So you got the Tesseract, the ether, the Mind Stone, the soul. I can't even think of what film it's in. Give me a hint. What's the film?
I can't remember.
everything.
Dude.
I don't know.
Space.
Damn it!
It's a space stone.
Ah, shit on it.
So
shit on the
you got
fucking thing.
you got 100% technically because I said I'd give you 5 and you got 5 pretty damn quickly. So be proud of that.
Oh, really drawing blanks.
I know. I can see the worry in your face and your eyes.
Beads of sweat dropping down.
Right, everyone. Thank you again for listening to another episode of a Nerds the Wise podcast.
Thanks,
you
guys.
can do the usual stuff and follow us on all our social media. It's at a Nerd to the Wise on everything. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave a 5-star review. If you are listening on Spotify, just download the episode. It counts also towards our ratings and goes up the power rankings. If, however, you're listening on YouTube, all the links to all our social media will be down below. Also,
hit that subscribe button,
like,
click
comment,
like.
and subscribe. Make us, leave our jobs so we can take this up full time, please.
We hate working for a living.
So, thanks again, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.